Welcome, everybody, to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, episode number 177. Coming up on this episode for the first time this season, we got a little taste of the Battle of Ontario. Didn't go good. Leafs played catch-up all night, and the result, not even close. They lose at 6-3. We're going to look at, do we got maybe a Sheldon Keefe problem on our hands? Maybe should Treeliving be considering a major roster shakeup? We got a segment tonight. We got Hot in the Slot or Hit the Showers. All this and more coming up on episode 177 of the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast.
A cold, snowy, blowy night in Ontario. The shit show that is the Ottawa Senators roll into town to play the shit show that is the Toronto Maple Leafs. So sloppy all over the place. A sloppy shit show. Let's hit the intro.
Tavares coming out, sends it in a goal. They score! They score! Holy mackerel, they score! The Leafs have won it! They're going to the second round! Do you believe this? Holy mackerel!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
Don't forget, follow us on social media at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that shit, Patreon, TikTok, whatever. Let's get into it. All right. What happened?
Dude.
What happened?
What happened? What are we talking about here? What do you mean what happened? It's the Toronto Maple Leafs, man.
What's going on, man? They're giving up 4, 5, 6 goals every game.
Every game. The team has now lost. Like, holy hell, man. The team's now lost 5 of their last 6 games. The Tampa game now just seems like if it wasn't for Austin Matthews, or we're probably riding a 6-game skid here, but more on that later. Look, man, this thing just completely fell apart. But you said in the intro, they were playing catch up all night. That's a recurring theme here. Look at how many games in a row has it been like, okay, they score first or they don't score first, but it's like they score a goal, they give up a goal. They score a goal, they give up a goal. This is how many games now, Chad, has that been going on?
It's been tic-tac-toe every game.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, they can't hold a lead, and or they're falling behind. They can't hold the lead or they're falling behind. It's just either or.
It's crazy.
Yeah. They cannot keep the puck out of their own net.
No, they can't. Look, anything off the top here. I do want to run this one down quickly. We haven't done that in a bit, but anything before we do that. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that I want to hit on. Very juicy tidbits.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's just break it down.
Okay, so just a couple quick things here. Lighthearted nature before we go, well, at least before I go a little haywire here. But I'm thinking, here we go. The Sens, first time the Leafs are playing the Sens this season. Like, let's see. Like, the Senators are a nightmare. They've got the dude with the gambling scandal. He's suspended for half the season. Pinto, or is it Pinto or whatever? I forget his name. And they fire the GM. And like, it's like Brady Tkachuk's like saying the fans shouldn't be booing and all this. Like, come on. Like, these shit show in Ottawa.
Yeah, they're chanting fire DJ at home games and everything. Everything's just falling apart in Ottawa. They're dead last.
We might not be too far away from fire, Sheldon. It might be right around the corner. I'm telling you right now, I'm sniffing it out. It could be right around the corner. Getting booed again. When was the last time, before we even hit the 15-game mark, how many times have they been booed at home? It's almost a nightly basis.
Yeah.
At one point of the night, the fans are going nuts. Go Leafs, go, go Leafs, go. At another point in the night, it's just the boo birds are singing.
But that's how they're playing. They're all on fire, playing, skill to the ceiling and popping goals left and right. Or they look like a fucking AHL team and they're just giving up goals and chances left and right. So it's the highs and lows with the fans, man. And you know what? Just quickly, I'll just say this: all the boos have been deserved.
Oh,
Like the play, it's not like the fans are overreacting. The play's been so bad when they've been booed that they deserve to get booed.
you see Matthews in the post game after they beat Tampa the other night. Basically, the opposite reaction to the Brady Tkachuk, how he dealt with it about the boos. Matthews was like, "Yeah, like we were getting booed, like rightly so."
Yeah.
Did you catch him say that?
Yeah. Well, they know it. They know.
Well, you got to know it.
An
Like,
expensive ticket.
of
People
course,
are
man.
forking over a lot of money, and
I appreciate him saying that though, because I don't know if Mitch would say the same thing. Like, I appreciate somebody on the team at least stepping up, being like, "Well, yeah, like they were booing, like rightfully so."
Yeah.
Brady Tkachuk missed that mark big time in his presser last week or earlier this week, and I just can't really see a guy like Marner. At least Matthews got the balls to be like, "Yeah, like we kind of deserve it." I don't see Mitch saying that. Do you? Like, I just don't see it. Mitch would be like, "Well, that it's not us. Like, it's you. It's you." That's what Mitch always says. It's not us. It's them or it's you.
It's your problem, not my problem.
Right. We don't really listen to the outside noise and all that. It's not us. Like, we got it all. We got a good room here. Good bunch of guys. Like,
That's exactly what he would say. He'd be like, I didn't even hear it. I didn't even notice. I didn't even know.
It's happening every other night, but no, he doesn't. Can't even hear it, Mitch Marner.
We're totally putting words in his mouth, but whatever.
No, but just from what he has said in the past, like he would just be, "No, can't even hear it. Can't what booze? What are you talking about?" Anyway, look, man. Okay, quickly. Domi said pregame, and I'm going off of the Tampa game here before the puck even dropped on this one against the Sens. I just like this comment. Domi's great. He's got a great mustache cooking. I will give him that. And he for Movember, and he does have some juicy just the things he says. Like, I guess it's like maybe being Ty's son. I don't know, but when asked about playing center in the Tampa game, playing center for the first time this season, he comes out and he says, "You know what? Playing center, it just comes a little easier. Sometimes when you're playing center, it comes a little easier." So I just thought that was great. We can't spend too much attention on that tonight because, well, we're going to break this down. Nylander taking the subway to work tonight. What'd you think of that one?
Whatever. If he wants to take the subway.
You think there was more behind that? Because when I saw that, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, bad weather, like shitty night out here in Ontario weather-wise in early November, early November. But I was thinking, maybe he's like smart, heads up, like wants to avoid like driving and all that because of the bad weather. Or maybe Nylander was like, you know what? He's trying to scope out some new territory for six. Like, that's what I thought. I thought, you know what? Maybe he's like, I haven't been on the TTC in a while. Maybe I fire up the old subway down to the Scotiabank and just see if there's any new, how's this year's group of freshmen crop of what did McConaughey say in Dazed and Confused? How's this year's group of freshmen looking, or whatever the hell he said? I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. I just thought it was funny seeing Nylander. And obviously someone's snapping pics, right? Like, there's Willie just like right in the TTC, no problem, just hanging out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not too often you see someone who makes millions of dollars a year riding the old Red Rocket underground, but
no.
Hey, he had to get to work just like everybody else.
Okay, so I'm going to go over this quick, and then we're going to get into a couple serious topics. Keefe, Treeliving, and a little bit more. So same lineup for the Leafs going into this one. McCabe, who's been back at practice, but obviously remains out with a devastating groin injury. He just can't get the groin to where it needs to be. Very unfortunate. I don't think McCabe can even help these guys when he returns on that blue line, but we'll see what happens. Maybe McCabe will get back sooner than later. It looks that way, but groin not ready to go yet. First period, Chad, listen to this. Good PK early by the Leafs. Wall made some big saves early. Leafs go to the power play right off the draw. Nylander rips it. Top shelf makes it 1-0 Leafs. Points in 13 straight for William Nylander to start the season. Show me the money. Wild stuff for William Nylander. Sens come right back. What a shocker. Here we go. 1-0 lead for the Leafs. Sens come right back and tie it. Didn't love this goal by Wall. 1-1 after one. As soon as I finish this, I'm going to go right to Joseph Wall on what you thought of him, whatever. So it's 1-1 after one. We go to the second. Early in the second period, Leafs get lost in their own end. Sens score to make it 2-1. Leafs, though, they come right back. Tavares wins a draw. Bertuzzi, how you doing, Bert? Nice to see you there, bud. Goes right to the net, and he scores to tie it 2-2. His first even strength goal of the season for Tyler Bertuzzi. Leafs fourth line then gets caught out on the ice, and the Sens score to make it 3-2. Another goal, not the best by Wall. It's 3-2. Senators after 2. We go right to the third. Domi to Robertson. Nice play. Robertson hits the back of the net to tie it at 3. Good to see some production from Bertuzzi and from the third line. Domi and Robertson. Oh, God. 3-3. And then it just, here we go. Shit hits the fan and just everything just crumbles like a house of fucking cards. The Sens get a power play goal to make it 4-3. Sens come right back next shift. Leafs defense has no fucking idea what they are doing in their own end. Sens score to make it 5-3. There we go. Tied at 3 early in the third. Sens 4-3. Sens 5-3. Wall then doesn't sleep in behind the net. He gives it away. Sens score again 6-3. The Boo Birds were out in full effect. So sloppy. That was the final 6-3. Ottawa wins it. Reeves with one shift early in the third when they were down 6-3. Keefe puts him on the ice late. Like, what the fuck are you doing there? What is that? Put Ryan Reeves out when you're down 6-3 because what? Like, you want to have a scrap now? Reeves wanting to scrap a guy at the end of the game. Is that just not like a dumb fucking look? It's 6-3. There's a minute left and Ryan Reeves is on the ice. Come on.
Yeah, I mean they've been doing that in hockey since the beginning.
I know, but it's like
he had one. I know, but it's that whole. Okay, we're gonna lose tonight, but maybe Reeves can fight someone and do. I know no one's gonna fight him. You're up 6-3. What's the fucking point?
Anyway, one shift in the third up to that point for Ryan Reeves. Anyway, Nylander one goal.
Also, Reeves was on the ice for Ottawa's third goal.
Oh,
and he was absolutely brutal.
Much more on Reeves to come, brother. Trust me. Nylander one goal. Bertuzzi one goal. Robertson one goal. Wall 21 saves. Not good enough. All around sloppy. Not good enough. The D was terrible again. You want to talk about the D? You want to talk about Wall? Not the best. Wherever you want to go.
Yeah, there's not really much to say. Wall played terrible tonight.
Not good.
He had a terrible game. You can't let in 6 goals. You can't make mistakes. And yeah, there was a couple tic-tac-toe plays that Ottawa did. But for the most part, there was a lot of goals that he probably would want back.
Oh,
that he could have stopped. The defense, this has been a reoccurring theme. I think, I don't know about you, man, but like this defense, as much as this team has won and, they're right in the pack and they've played some good games or whatever, do you not just have a different feeling about this team?
Oh, God.
Like when you're watching them, you're watching this defense, you're like, this is not good. Like eventually this is going to explode in our face if Treeliving doesn't do something. Like
massive explosion right in the face. It's already happening. You got
40-year-old Gio out there.
Two AHLers.
Yeah, you got your 8th and 9th defenseman, like logging 15 minutes a night. You got 40-year-old Gio, and then you got Riley carrying too much defensive load that he can't handle, and you got Klingberg carrying too much defensive load that he can't handle.
Oh,
it's like Klingberg was brought in, I think, to play power play and add some offense, and
you can't even do that.
You can't even do that, but then you got him out there, and you're like, okay, we need you to be like a stud defenseman. And he's like, I don't know how to do that.
No, he doesn't know how to do that.
It looks shitty, man.
4.25 or 4.5, whatever the fuck Klingberg's making. Like, can you imagine? Like, they should have just paid Bunting to stay. I mean, seriously, what are you doing? Like, that is a great.
Or sign somebody else.
I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Klingberg's always out of position. Man, there's so many things.
I didn't even have this in my notes, but I can't believe I'm going to say it. Like, for the money, what Justin Hall, like what did Hall sign for 3.5? or something. I think it was 3 point. He was making 2 with the Leafs. I think it was 3 or 3.5. That's a lot. That is a lot. But would you not rather have Justin Hall back there than fucking Klingberg right now? I can't believe I'm saying I would take Hall and Kerfoot back in a heartbeat right now.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking, man.
Well, it's the devil, you know. Like, you knew what they were going to give you. This is.
We shit on those two all the time, but I would take both of those. They're both at least. Oh my God. I can't even with these guys right now. I don't even know what to say, but the division points, man, this is extremely concerning. Giving up division points again. Here you go. 2 points to the Sens. Sure, they beat Tampa Bay, but Tampa got a point out of that game.
Let's be honest, man. Both Tampa Bay games could have went either way. Like, they could have lost those games. They were down 4-1 in both games.
100%. You give up points to the Sabres. Like, they're
giving the first game of the year. You won 6-5 over Montreal in a run and gun, shoot them down kind of game. Like, you can't keep playing like that. You're not going to win. The majority of the time, you're going to lose the games. Their record could be absolutely horrible right now.
Oh, dude.
If it wasn't for a couple comeback wins and a couple good performances by Austin Matthews, Nylander, and Joseph Woll.
It's just so concerning that how many points they're giving up to teams in their own division. Like, you're fighting directly with these guys. Like, it's not like we lost to Colorado or Vegas here or Dallas or whatever. Like, this is going to come back and bite you, man. Like, it's a tight division, clearly very tight. I don't like it this tight. I wish it was a little looser, to be honest, like previous years, but it's getting tighter. And all of a sudden the Leafs are like, I don't know. They look just lost out there, man. Okay, a couple things like the division points. It's very concerning that they're giving up division points as much as they are. Like, I'm just going to throw this out there as a question to you before we go to Keefe and before we go to Treeliving. And then we got a Segi coming up, hot in the slaughter, hit the showers. But like, what's the heartbeat? What's the heartbeat of this team? Like, you know how other teams have like an identity and we touched on this in previous podcasts. Like, you could name a team like Colorado or Vegas or Edmonton, like not so much right now, but like you could pick out specific teams and be like, oh, their heartbeat, like these are the guys. Like, what's the heartbeat here? If it's not 34, like, what's the heartbeat of this team? I don't know. Does that make sense or no? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to find a heartbeat here, and I don't know where it is.
Yeah. Are you talking like who are the heart and soul players of the team?
Well,
like
just like what?
Who's the identity of the team?
Like what? I guess so, but like what makes this? It's hard for me to find. I don't want to say they don't have heart. I don't want to question their heart because it's like whatever. But just an overall like heartbeat of like when you need something. What is it? Who is it? It's 34. It's got to be. But like beyond him, there's, I mean, okay, Nylander, sure. But I wouldn't really, I don't know. Maybe not the best question. But do you know what I'm trying to say here or no?
I kind of know what you're trying to say. But the answer is really obvious because it's been this way for years. Outside the top four, there is no heartbeat.
There is no.
It's just, like we said last podcast, it's just patchwork. It's just stuff thrown together. I think last year in the playoffs was the closest thing you had to a heartbeat, if that's what you want to call it, outside the top
or
four.
Whatever.
Yeah, you had an identity outside of your skill players. When you had Ryan O'Reilly, when you had Nola Chari, when you had these guys that they traded for, you had sort of a full form team. But this is like, you got your skill, you got the guys who could put the puck in the net. Outside of that, what do you got?
Thin. It's thin. There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
When you're putting so much stock into calling Nick Robertson up, like it's going to really do something, save your bottom six or whatever, you can't have that. He should be a guy that can come in and help out if there's an injury or play a role on a team, but he's not going to save. Like, he's not going to come in and be your top depth scorer or anything like that.
No, he's not. But he has looked good in the 2 games he's played.
He has looked good, but we put so much stock in him because there's nothing there.
I know. It's so thin, man. I don't know. I just like, I'm looking for a heartbeat here somewhere. Like show, like the heartbeat of the Florida Panthers is Tkachuk. The heartbeat of the Ottawa Senators is Tkachuk.
It's Austin Matthews then.
It is. But yeah, it is. But
I know, like, are you saying you want someone like Kachuk, like someone who fights and scores to be the heart?
Are you kidding me? Yeah, of
Or
course.
you don't have that in Toronto.
No, I've been dying for that, man. Like, just please, can we have that? Like, just one of them?
Your heartbeat is probably the best goal scorer in the league. That's your heartbeat.
Okay, fair. It's just not enough. It's not enough. There's just not, he's great. He's incredible. More on him a little bit here, but like, there's just, it's not enough, Chad. You know it. Like, it's not enough. It's just not enough. Anyway.
Well, I think Austin Matthews brings more to the table than Matthew Tkachuk. Like, I would take Austin Matthews over Matthew Tkachuk any day of the week on my team.
Yeah, I would too. But I think there's a conversation there.
No,
I don't think it's clear cut. I don't.
If you're starting a team, if you're starting a team and you have to pick one of those,
look what the guy did in the fucking playoffs. You ever seen Austin fucking do that ever? He probably never will.
I don't know that, but I have seen Austin score 60 goals.
How many important game-winning goals did Kachuk come? Okay, I would take Austin.
Kachuk had one good playoff run. Matthews has had year after year after year after year
of not good playoff runs.
No, but phenomenal play, top of the league scoring.
Okay, but like when it counts,
and Kachuk had
little soft.
Kachuk had one good playoff run.
The heart. Okay, fair. That's fair. It was incredible. The heartbeat pumps a little slower in the playoffs for 34.
No, I'm gonna disagree with you on this. I'm sick of this whole fucking you gotta be tough, you gotta be gritty, you gotta do this shit. That's not Austin Matthews.
But he hasn't dragged them anywhere. Like, I don't care how he plays. If you want to just beat them by skill, then do that. But he doesn't fucking even just do that.
No, but that's where, if we're talking about Treeliving in the roster shakeup, that's where it has to happen. Because it's not Austin Matthews' fault. The fault is that you have too much money tied up in too much skill.
I know.
Like, you're not going to kick Austin Matthews off the team because, you don't play like Matthew Tkachuk.
No, I'm not shitting on Matthews here. I love Austin Matthews, but wouldn't it be nice to have like a Brady Tkachuk type that's like can do everything?
Right.
And he dragged his team. I know
you could if you didn't have a JT or a Mitch or a Nylander, you probably could have a Matthew Tkachuk or a Brady Tkachuk and then you'd have an Austin Matthews and someone like that. But there's too much money dumped into all the skill and these guys.
Of course. Okay.
So patchwork, man.
100% patchwork. Three main things. So we'll do the segment, I guess, at the very end. So two main things.
Yeah, buddy.
Before we get out of here. I know we've stood up for Sheldon Keefe recently, basically like this guy doesn't have any options. Like, what is he supposed to do? But is it not kind of maybe now starting to get to a point where like it's becoming a problem?
Yeah. When was he hired? What year?
Oh shit, dude!
Is he on
2019? It was just before. It was late to no. I want to say November 2019. That's off the top of my head. I think that is. I'm going to stick with that. I think it was November 2019.
Okay, so he's been here
a long time, but then you got a couple COVID years in there and whatever, right? But and his record is great in the regular season.
So, but November 2019. So exactly 4 years.
There you go.
Which is, I mean, it's not a super long time, but it's long enough that he could be replaced.
Isn't it crazy to think
we signed an extension?
But it was a dumb move. Anyway, we started doing the Tip and Maple Leafs podcast in November of 2018. Isn't it crazy to look back? So it's 5 years now, basically 5 years to the day. Isn't it crazy to look back and be like, we only had Babcock for one season? Doesn't it seem like much longer than that?
Yeah, because we did so many episodes where we just fucking ranted and raved. Like, we went nuts on Babcock.
Oh, dude.
Remember the playoffs? Like, him playing Patrick Marleau so much and all that stuff. Only 1 year.
I think so. I don't know. We started in November of 2018. So
yeah, you're right.
I don't know. Anyway, look, dude. The Sheldon Keefe thing, like, I feel like Sheldon should have been let go in the summer. I was in favor of that. I think it was the right move. Dubas and Sheldon both gone, and I would have been cool with Shanny getting tossed as well. But extension and bringing him back, like we kind of talked about this like previously, Treeliving is basically saving a bullet here. So if things are going south, like they kind of are now, like I don't know how much worse it needs to get, probably a little bit worse, that he's got a bullet right away where like he can hire his guy that buys Treeliving a little more time. But I don't know, like, do you not think
he's not going anywhere?
No, well, not, I mean, we'll see what not right now. He's not
just
right now.
got hired a few months ago.
No, I know, but like depending on what happens with Shanny in the future, like there's not a lock that that Treeliving is gonna be here for the full contract. But like, here's what I'm saying. Ultimately, with Sheldon Keefe, like he's got to take some. Like he can't just, okay, I know Treeliving gave him like the guys, but a lot of the old guys are there too. So he can't just be off the hook completely, right? Like if when do you think they would make a coaching change here? Where does this need to get to where they're like, okay, Sheldon, sorry.
I think if at Christmas time they are in a wild card or lower spot, if they are not in the top 3 in their division and they're chasing a wild card spot, I think you'll probably see a coaching change. You're not going to see it before the Sweden thing, and then they're going to get back, and then it's going to get closer to Christmas. I think around then.
Okay.
I mean, because they only have like 2 games in the net. It's not going to happen in the next couple of weeks. And Christmas, Christmas is only like a month and a bit away.
I think you're right. I think that's a fair assessment and an accurate assessment. But does it not seem feasible that could be on the horizon here? Like,
oh man, yeah. Honestly, it would not surprise me if they lose Friday, Saturday, and Keefe's gone Sunday.
Oh, they can't do that right before they go to Sweden, man. I don't think they can do that.
It wouldn't. Okay, yeah, not before they go to Sweden.
Well, they could potentially. Guy Boucher's right there in term. It could happen. It could happen.
But if things go south really quick, like I don't know, you got to get.
If they lose the next 2 games, they will have dropped 6 of their last 7. Or what did I say going into this one? They've lost 5 of their last 6. If they drop the next 2, yeah, it will be 7 of their last 8 or whatever.
Yeah. And I'm with you. Like they could have made a coaching change in the summer. That would have been totally fine. But at the same time, I'd feel a little sorry for Keefe because
handy's been dealt here.
Yeah, the handy's been dealt. He's got Joseph Wall. Samsonov didn't show up this year. He's got no D to work with. He's got forwards that he can't, like, he was just given these guys that were supposed to provide snot, and now he's just trying to find a place to play them.
I agree with all that, but you can't just look at it as like this season. Like you if they are going to move on from Sheldon, you do have to look at it as like a big picture thing. I know he's won a lot of regular season games, but the way the team plays and, like look at Rick Tocchet out there in Vancouver. He's got those boys just like, I don't know what he's selling, but it's working. So like, would a guy like that behind the bench, and those kind of coaches are few and far between, but would a guy like that behind the bench, like have get this team to play a different? Sheldon Keefe is never going to get this team to play a different way. I guess that's what I'm going to end it on. As long as Keefe is behind that bench, this team will never play a different way.
This is Sheldon. Like I think this is the way, maybe not this season in particular, but the way they played the last few years. I think that's the way Sheldon Keefe wanted to play.
Yeah. I don't love that. Never have. Like, I would like to see a little more physicality, a little more like, but again, I love the skill, but
you bring in a coach to coach players that don't play that way.
I know it's tough without on ice moves. It's extremely difficult.
It's the same mistake Treeliving made. He went out and he signed players to come in and do things that this team doesn't do. And they can't they don't fit.
Okay. So we're going to get to hot in the slot or hit the showers in a second. Last thing before we do that. Should Treeliving be considering a major roster shakeup here? 100%, right? So I'm going to put it on a T for you here. Elliot Friedman, I don't know if you heard him floating this out there. He's talking about the Calgary Flames, how potentially Zadorov, like they're not off to the best start and whatever. Zadorov and Tanev, Treeliving guys, 2 blue liners that could come in here and very much big shakeup on the back end. I would like to see it. What possibilities of that happening? Would you like to see that happen? Like, I don't know what you would have to give back to get both of those guys. Want to just Tell me what you think about all that stuff.
Well, I think it's totally I mean, if anything we've learned from watching hockey in any level is that GMs love to do deals with the team that they just left. It happens all the time. 2, Calgary can't fucking score, man. So if you give up a goal scorer, you'll get some D back.
That's tough on this team. Like
you're asking me what do you think?
No, I'm just trying.
Calgary, I can't win a game because I can't put.
No, I know. I'm just trying to think of what would be going the other way in this deal. Like, what would the Leafs have to give up to get both of those guys, Tanev and Zadorov, who could both, like, you imagine all of a sudden we get both of those guys on this blue line. Then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, wait a second here. Like, I know Calgary's not been killing it, but like, man, the Leafs could really use 2 guys like that on the back end.
Right. But if you could take some of what Calgary has and just add like Mitch Marner and William Nylander, Calgary might be doing a lot better. Like, I don't know. I know Calgary's look bad, but if you watch their games, they cannot score. Like, they have a hard time scoring.
Without the Leafs,
like no goals. Well, he's got a few goals, but
without the Leafs trading a major piece, do you think they could get a deal like that done?
No,
not
for both of them. Maybe
not
for
both
one.
of them.
Maybe for one, but not both.
So you don't think, like, I don't know, let's say like Reeves and Robertson could get it cooking? I'm just joking, dude. I'm just joking, man.
I love that on Twitter, like the trades that Leaf fans come up with. And they're just like, okay, if we give you Robertson and Nyes and Morgan Riley, we should get Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Speaking of Edmonton, just shout out to our buddy Jack Campbell. That's a rough spot there.
It is. It's not his fault. Like, I mean, the team just is in a bad place. He cleared waivers.
We covered him on the podcast when he was a Leaf here for
we got your back, Jack. He'll get back in there. Like, they got to figure that out. It's not cooking right now, but it's not looking good.
I mean, that's, you know how he is.
Oh yeah.
Like, on himself and how emotional he gets. This can't be. It's probably hitting him so hard.
No, for sure. So just before we go to hot in the slot or hit the showers and then get out of here. So the Calgary thing, just to summarize that, like Zadorov, Tanev, Friedman made it out like Calgary, he thinks, would be willing to part with both of them. But you don't think that, like, that would be possible without the Leafs giving up one of their top guys?
I don't think so. Well, and money in, money out.
What about picks? What if they go like, okay,
they don't have the cap space.
Yeah, okay.
So somebody with salaries got to go.
But they could get a 3-way cooking or something. You never know. Like, Brandon Pridham still got some stuff up his sleeve, right? Yeah. Like, you never know. But like, what would you do there? Like, if it costs you one of the big boys, would you do it, or you would like not do it and like wait for possibly a third team to get involved and try to work something else out just to shake it up?
I don't think those guys, like, they would add a lot. I don't think trading a big piece is the right move to go about it. I would probably, I would wait a little longer to see how this team is, to see if they need it. And then I'd honestly try closer to the trade deadline to get a couple big D pieces. But fair. Like I said, if we're getting Christmas, New Year's, and we're not even in a playoff spot,
it's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. You're going to have to move the needle some way.
Moving and shaking. Brad Treeliving. All right, Chad, throw to it. Let's do this puppy right here.
All right, the one segment we got tonight, it's time for Hot in the Slot or Hit the Shower.
He's so hot right now. All right, God damn it, let's hit the showers, God damn it.
All right, so how this works is me and Dale are going to pick a player, coach, anything to do with the Leafs, and it's either you're hot in the slot, on fire, doing great, or hit the showers. And we're not saying get the fuck out of here, go home. We're saying go to the showers, Eddie the Eagle's in there, just cool down a little bit, have a beer, everything gonna be all right.
Yeah, well, speak for yourself on that one, but we'll see. We'll see what cooks here.
All right.
Go ahead.
We're doing hot first, right? Hot in the slot.
Of course. It's got to be the same, dude. Like, I don't see how it's not.
I mean, yeah, it's 34.
It's 34. I
think he was hot in the slot. He was our hot in the slot last time we did. Oh,
we split it. We split it between Nylander and Matthews. But yeah, dude, Matthews. Like, look, like I said earlier in the podcast, like I don't think they win that Tampa game without Matthews getting it cooking in the second period. Now, all of a sudden, without that, they've just lost their 6th game in a row. So 3 goals against the Sabres, 2 goals in that Tampa game. Guy's fucking ridiculous. 13 goals in 13 games now, or whatever it is. Killing it. Killing it. And we talked about the heartbeat of the team earlier. Jesus, man. Like, it is scary to think, like, if he wasn't cooking the way he's been cooking.
Oh, what their record could be.
Who knows where they're at right now? Like, it's scary to think.
I know. If Austin Matthews got hurt or something.
Oh, God, don't even.
Knock on wood.
Don't even.
It could be horrible.
But yeah, no, he's the guy. Go. You go ahead. I think I know who you're gonna pick.
You go.
Okay.
Tell me who your hit the showers is.
Going to the press box here. I'm very surprised that the camera all the time last season, the camera used to pan up on Kyle Dubas almost every nightly basis. I have not seen the camera pan up to see Treeliving's reaction one time, I don't think. Hit the showers, Brad Treeliving. How about this one? Bertuzzi, 1 even strength goal. Domi, no goals. Period. Klingberg, like, what can you even say about this guy? So bad in his own end. Ridiculous. Reeves on the ice for 10 even strength goals against. Gregor, 1 goal. Don't expect much from him. And I'll just polish it off with Sam Lafferty has looked pretty good out in Vancouver. I bet you he scores when they play the Leafs on Saturday night. Hit the showers, Brad Treeliving. Eddie Belfour is waiting in there for you. No Molson for you, Treeliving. He's just going to give you, it's going to be a double trick here. He's going to say, you want a beer, Brad? He's going to say 100%. He's going to say, pick a pocket, bud. There won't be a beer in either pocket. Two holes cut out, both pockets. Right to the bald eagle for Brad Treeliving. Hit the showers, Brad Treeliving. Ridiculous that he could not read this situation properly. I'm sorry. Like, come on. It's Treeliving. It's Treeliving.
Perfect. Listen, I was going to pick Treeliving as well. So perfectly said. You wrapped it up beautifully. I might even throw in Brendan Shanahan, maybe hit the showers.
I thought you were going to say Klingberg. For sure.
No,
I thought you were going
because I think last time I picked all the defense. And I'm with you, man. Like, everything Treeliving has done. I mean,
it's early. It's early. Kind of.
But that's what the showers are for, man. Although you said he doesn't get a beer.
No, not tonight. No, not after what? No, not from what I've seen so far. Not this. No. Like, he could totally redeem himself. Like, and it could, if Bertuzzi and Domi start getting it going. I think the Reeves thing is a bust, but we'll see.
What in his career shows you that he's going to redeem himself?
No, nothing. Not a thing. 0. No, sorry. No, not happening. Not happening. Is that who we were going to pick? Is that who you picked?
Yeah, I had Treeliving. I was going to put Treeliving in, and I didn't have the big rant that you had prepared. So I'm like, that's perfect. That sums it up. I'm with you, man. I just think that he's got to do something, and he's so quiet. You said it. They don't show him. He doesn't really talk to the media.
No,
it's like, what's going on here? And and Brendan Shanahan too. He could take a little dip in the shower.
I wouldn't mind. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. He does sloppy all around.
He doesn't. There is no leather jacket and no pockets when he goes.
All right, let's bounce out of here after this one.
For the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast, once again, don't forget to follow us on social media at the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Hit like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave a comment below. We will get to them in a future episode. Follow us on TikTok, Tip in Podcast, Twitter, Tip in Podcast, and email us, tipinpodcast@gmail.com. And until Saturday, after hopefully a couple wins against Calgary and Vancouver, I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
And we will.
Hey, look, Leafs fans. Could be worse. I guess we could be Oilers fans because I don't know what the hell is going on out west right there. But like you just said, Chad, back-to-back against the Flames. Yeah, go ahead.
They're playing the Sharks this week.
Tomorrow night, Thursday night.
If they lose to the San Jose Sharks, I think the San Jose Sharks are 0-10.
They have not won a game.
if Edmonton is their first win, if San Jose beats Edmonton, my God, the city's going to burn to the ground. Can't wait to watch it.
Oh, it's going to be wild tomorrow night to see what happens there. Look out. It wouldn't shock me. Like, you would think Edmonton would pump them, but they're so fragile right now. You never know what's going to happen there. But
all that has to happen is if San Jose comes out and scores first, just watch Edmonton start to sweat. But I think Edmonton's going to come out and beat them like 6-7-0.
You would think.
You never know, though.
I don't know.
Anyway, I also picked Edmonton to win the Western Conference. So what do I know?
Well, you never know, but it looks like it's Vegas or Colorado, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, back-to-back, Calgary in town on Friday, Vancouver on Saturday. We will be back Saturday night after the Canucks game. Going to be two tough matchups here. It's like nothing's easy with the Leafs team every night, so we'll see how this puppy all shakes down. We'll be back Saturday after the Canucks Leafs game. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. And we'll catch you later.
Catch you later.